Good morning from Southern California. This is Dr. Tom Peters, and this is the first video on adult partner relationships for young adults over 18 but under 25. I get a lot of questions, both as a professional and as an individual, about guiding young adults in making better decisions in their personal lives. Now, whether I do it formally in an office or informally when I talk to friends, some issues are the same, and I can talk to you about it in this video and in subsequent videos. I cannot address minors under the age of 18 because whatever they do, that's the responsibility of their parents. However, if you are an adult over 18, you can make decisions for yourself, and I can help you by giving more information about adult life to make better decisions for yourself. And the focus is partner relationships in this video. One of the key issues you have to understand about your life and about your body is that there are hormonal changes that started when you were younger, and those hormonal changes affected your body. The way you look right now over 18 is different than when you were 15 years old. And those hormonal changes also affect your desire for partner relationships. However, as a teenager over 18, you are still part of a peer group. Your friends do something that's unique to teenagers. You know, you party together and you start dating and experimenting, and it might get confusing if you add this to your obligations at home, what you have to do, entering employment for the first time. Everything about this adult life is confusing. What I want you to understand very clearly is that a lot of teenagers experiment with adult issues. Two teenagers, two 16-year-olds can have a baby together. Just because that is part of adult life, it doesn't mean that it's part of adult decision making. Adult decision making is when you are responsible for your decisions and you deal with the consequences of the decisions. Just because a 16-year-old might have a baby, quite often the responsibility of taking care of the baby is the parent's responsibility, who is the parent of the 16-year-old. So this nothing in this video is an advice to anybody under the age of 18. Experimentation. I want you to distinguish two things in your life: experimentation and commitment. It is normal and natural for any teenager to experiment with adult issues. It is natural to enter into a partner relationship and experiment with sex without commitment. Teenagers do that. I worked with group home kids for a very, very long time, and you know, teenagers eventually will experiment. So whatever experimentation you do or you want to do, that is normal. There's nothing wrong about it. They do it. However, it is not commitment. Commitment is an adult issue that develops as we grow older, and we have to ponder a lot of things before we make a commitment to a partner, to having children, to buying a house, and all those issues that you know about because you grew up in a family or in a family environment. You know what your parents had to decide, had to do as you were growing up. But at 18, 19, you are not ready to make those adult decisions. So experimentation, it is relevant. However, you have to know yourself. Sex drive is an instinct. You respond to it. It's age appropriate to respond to that urge when you are 19 and 20 years old. However, you have to be very clear on what turns you on. You know, I have had adult clients too, not only teenagers and young adults. So when I refer to somebody who had such and such experiences, you know, in many, many decades, that person might not even be alive today. I'm thinking of one particular individual who had a very happy home life, married with children, And then when he was middle-aged, he told his entire family, you know, I'm gay. And he also had lots of gay sexual encounters when he was younger. And of course that was the end of the marriage, and it led to a divorce. And I don't know how his life as a middle-aged gay man turned out, but that was an issue. So it's you who have to decide what turns you on. If it's the same sex, if it's the opposite sex, if it's both, you have to make a decision about yourself. Okay, what is it that I'm going to experiment with? What I want you to know is that experimentation is still different from commitment. Quite often young people get confused when they have a lot of feelings, and a sexual encounter involves a lot of feelings. And when they have feelings and your feelings get deeper, you might feel that that's commitment. And sure enough, commitment doesn't work without feelings, but you have to know a whole lot more about your partner than just having feelings for your partner in order to decide whether you are committed or not. I heard so many people say, you know, we are not going to use any kind of protection because we are in love. And that could lead to pregnancy, that could lead to sexually transmitted diseases, including HIV, because, you know, you are 100% responsible for yourself and 50% responsible for the relationship. So a lot of people got into a jam, got into trouble because they thought that they were 100% responsible for the relationship, and so was the partner, whereas they were not responsible for the activities of the partner. So I would like to leave you with this message. Experimentation is normal. Experiment with proper caution and proper precautions, and know that experimentation is not commitment yet. And see you next time. Bye-bye.